Ever needed to use the toilet but you just can't? Imagine soiling yourself and then ditching your underpants in the White House. Jenny McCarthy knows a thing or two about a blowout. The best part, though, she's not afraid to talk about it. The typically outspoken star got very frank about a toilet nightmare she had back in her days as a Playboy model, only there was no actual toilet involved. She told Arena, "I once had really bad diarrhea at a Playboy autograph signing. I was squeezed into a tight red dress, dripping in sweat, and knew something was not right." McCarthy managed to carry on for a while as if nothing was wrong despite her bubbling tummy troubles. But then things took a nasty turn. "I just kept having my picture taken with the fans, but then I was like, oh no, the demon is about to be unleashed." And it was unleashed for about 20 guys to witness. "I knew at that point in my career all I was supposed to do was turn men on, but just ended up grossing them out." That's not the only time McCarthy hasn't been able to control her bodily functions in public, though. During a 2005 appearance on The Howard Stern Show, she actually wet her pants because she was laughing so hard while in the show's tickle chair. Chris Brown or Code Brown? Early in his career, things took a gross turn when the singer couldn't control his bowels on a stage. Brown recalled the super awkward moment on MTV's When I Was 17 in 2011, explaining that he had a bout of food poisoning in the middle of a performance. He decided to stay on stage but quickly regretted the decision. "I just remember dancing and on stage in the midst of all that, is it, like, sharded? I just remember it running down my leg." Luckily, he managed to get away with his mishap, and the people in the audience were none the wiser. Until he told the world on MTV, of course. Now that gives a whole new meaning to his guest appearance on the Trey Songz tune, Don't Say The ever-candid Kelly Clarkson got very honest about a pretty major toilet mishap she had following a performance, in which she ended up pooping in a trash can. Speaking to country star Clint Black on The Kelly Clarkson Show in April 2021, the OG American Idol winner recalled a time she ate something she probably shouldn't have before taking to the stage.
"I had to run backstage to my quick change. I grabbed this poor trash can."
And you can only imagine what happened next. Actually, you don't have to imagine, because she explained that too.
"Boy, I destroyed it. It was bad. It was bad, Clint. It was," and we might have to edit this out, but I'm just saying, it happens. What are you supposed to do?
YouTuber Tyler Oakley has a story of a big drinking session that turned into something a little more, well, solid. In a 2013 YouTube video with Louise Pentland, he recalled heading to class the morning after a night of partying.
Then I'm like, oh, I think I just have to, like, fart.
Oh, what? You did not trust the fart, did you?
I trusted the fart.
That would prove to be a mistake he would regret forever.
And I shit my pants. And not just like a little bit of it was like an explosion.
Luckily, Oakley wasn't too far from home, but the trip back proved fraught as well.
I'm like waltzing down the hallway to get to my room, and we have an open door policy on my hall, so everyone's just like, "Oh, hey, Tyler," and I'm like, "Ah."
After avoiding his roommate, Oakley was able to cover his tracks, in a manner of speaking.
So I showered, I threw away my underwear, and I never told anybody until I told a million people.
Oakley also detailed a few other trips to Browntown in the hilarious video, but don't think he's always the pooper. He's also been the poopy. In a 2015 YouTube video, he shared he'd been sitting outside when a bird thought he'd be the perfect target for a crappy projectile. Hey, what goes around comes around.
A bird on me. It just like literally right on my nice, cute, gray acid wash t-shirt.
Proving it really has happened to the best of us, even Ed Sheeran has a poop story to tell. Just like Chris Brown, Sheeran underestimated a bowel movement while he was on stage. In 2015, he shared the amazing details on the Australian radio show Nova FM, which included the fact that he passes gas quite regularly on stage during his shows. But sometimes, it's not just gas.
I actually once misjudged a fart on stage, which ended up being a shot.
It happened partway through a lively performance that suddenly became much less lively.
I was like, right, I'm just going to stand still for the rest of this performance and hope it's over soon. And then go home and throw these trousers out.
Sheeran blamed that incident on an upset stomach due to multiple international flights in a row. It seems like poop has become a common association with Sheeran, though. As well as his messy confession, one of his fans, Sophie McCartney, went viral in 2017 for reworking the lyrics to his huge hit, Shape of You, to Smell Like Poo. BBC News reported that McCartney's parody notched up over 14 million views. What an enduring tribute. Turns out you can be both an Oscar-winning megastar and someone who has suffered a poop attack. Actor Jennifer Lawrence hasn't just soiled herself once, but multiple times. Lawrence made the admission on The Late Show with David Letterman in 2013, revealing she went to the doctor after assuming she had an ulcer.
I just had this really bad pain for like 3 weeks, and you can, your pants so many times a day before you have to go to the emergency room.
Lawrence had not yet figured out the culprit at the time she did the interview, but a number of outlets reported that she was dealing with a particularly gnarly case of gas, and she sure got a kick out of those reports.
I was like, you know what? I don't even want to let's confirm that.
Thankfully, it seems like Lawrence was all good after her hospital trip. After all, if she wasn't, we'd probably have heard about it given that we know she's not afraid to chat about bodily functions, no matter how embarrassing. If you were a pop culture follower back in 2007, you'll probably remember those viral photos of then Black Eyed Peas frontwoman Fergie with a giant wet patch spread across her crotch while on stage for a performance. Despite the embarrassment of literally wetting her pants in front of the whole world, Fergie took it all in stride. 7 years later, she explained what really went down on Hot 97's Ebro in the Morning. The singer said that thanks to some particularly heavy traffic, they showed up late for a performance and didn't have time for a bathroom pit stop.
I get crazy and I jump and I run across the stage and my adrenaline was going, and gosh.
Unfortunately for the star, the mishap went down in the golden age of blogs and when social media sites like MySpace were increasingly popular, meaning the embarrassing pictures quickly went viral and made their way around the world in no time. If you're in the mood for a particularly graphic story of a grown man pooping his pants, then Nick Kroll definitely has you covered. You and the inside of his car. In 2011, Kroll went on Conan and gave a full-on recap of the time a surprise BM hit when he was still in his car.
But I'm literally 5 minutes from my house. I am very close to home, so I'm I can do this.
Spoiler alert, it turns out that he could not in fact do this. Kroll then tried some deep breathing exercises to try and control everything. But when that didn't work, the Big Mouth co-creator revealed he then had the idea to try to let a little out because he was about to blow. That didn't go so well, as he happily divulged on national television.
I'm now just hovering, holding onto my steering wheel for leverage. And my body's like, no, we want it all.
His body got what it wanted, and so much more.
Then I just fill my underwear with a travel-sized pillow worth of brisket.
After the deed was done, Kroll waddled his way to the shower. He then enjoyed a post-poop nap following his traumatic experience. That crowning achievement came back to haunt Kroll 6 years later, though, during a return to Conan. After claiming that he didn't have anything in common with his Captain Underpants character, who was aptly named Professor Poopy Pants, the comedian was reminded of his day of glory when Conan O'Brien responded by playing the original interview again, just to, rub it in.
Tony, you claiming that I poop my pants? Because that's not true. I'm not a little kid. That's what kids do. I've never pooped my pants.
Ever peed your pants in the dentist chair? Well, Iggy Azalea has. Azalea revealed in a 2016 tweet that she once had a whopping 8-hour dentist appointment that left her so desperate for the bathroom that she felt she had no choice but to just let it rip in the chair. She shared, "So I went to the dentist today and got multiple root canals. The real story is I peed my pants. It's mildly amusing, or I wouldn't mention it, but I feel we need to talk about it." Whether or not we really needed to talk about this is a matter of debate and personal taste, but Azalea did later delete the tweet, even if she can't delete the image from your mind. Before he became a movie star playing tough guys and Wolverine in the X-Men movies, Hugh Jackman was a musical theater performer. He got his big break in 1996 playing the Disney villain Gaston in an Australian production of Beauty and the Beast. As Jackman explained on The Rachel Ray Show, it was an extremely physically demanding gig that led the actor to develop nagging health issues.
Very physical, and I had headaches every day for 2 months.
After the issue was finally diagnosed as being caused by dehydration due to the physical rigors of the role, the actor began a water drinking regimen, consuming a gallon of water a day. However, it all had to go somewhere.
Literally, I'm picking up Belle, and literally as I pick her up, I'm like...
It turned out that expectorating isn't the only thing Gaston is especially good at.
I stopped singing, and right in that moment, I realized the muscles you need to release in order to sing are the ones you do not want to release.
You can see where this is going, and so could everyone in the audience. After accidentally emptying his bladder on stage, Jackman made as hasty a stage exit as possible.
Publicly humiliated. Why, it's more than I can bear.
Al Roker opened up about a BM disaster he had while visiting the White House, telling Dateline that he pooped his pants at the president's home after eating something that he probably shouldn't have.
As I'm walking to the press room, I think I gotta, pass a little gas here.
Roker's scientific analysis was off, however, as it wasn't a gas, it was a solid.
Walking by myself, who's gonna know? Only a little something extra came out.
You pooped in your pants.
I pooped my pants.
Roker noted that this was actually a common side effect of the gastric bypass procedure he'd had. The whole thing culminated with the longtime Today weatherman having to ditch his underwear in a White House bathroom. Roker also wrote about the dirty deed in his book Never Going Back, Winning the Weight Loss Battle for Good. He told his Today co-stars that he had a good reason for sharing his private moment with the world.
There are, consequences to gastric bypass surgery. Some of them embarrassing, others can be life-threatening or fatal.
Roker later spoke with Piers Morgan on CNN and elaborated on the procedure.
The fact is, a gastric bypass is a serious surgery. I won't recommend it to people.